Welcome to a world defined by light. In the vast history of Earth, nature has used colors as its most versatile tool. But why? In the avian world, a feather is never just a feather. It is a masterpiece of biological engineering, a a high-stakes advertisement, and sometimes a life-saving camouflage. For the next hours, we are embarking on an odyssey across the globe, from the misty peaks of China to the emerald, from the misty peaks of China to the emerald heart of the Amazon. We will count down to its most spec. We will count down. We will count down. We will count down the eight most spectacularly plumed birds on our planet. We will explore the physics of iridescence, the chemistry of pigments, and the fascinating stories of survival that hide beneath this brilliant coat. This is the pe- this is the spectrum. This is the spectrum of the skies. This is the spectrums of the skies. Let's see countdown begin. Let the countdown begin. Our journey begins in the high-altitude sanctuary of Western China, a land of ancient legends and jagged peaks. Here, hidden within the dense, humid bamboo grove, lives a creature so radiant it seems to have been forged in a furnace. Lives a creature so radiant it seems to have been forged in a furnace of pure light. This is the golden pheasant. This is the golden pheasant, or chrysophil, or chrysophil, or chrysophil, or Chrysolophus pistis. To the local people who have shared these slopes to centuries. To the local people who shared these slopes for centuries, he is known as the Jinji, the golden chicken. For generations, this bird has stood as a living symbol of prosperity and authority, and many historians believe it was the primary inspiration for the mythical phoenix, the firebird of Chinese law. Observe the male in his full glory. He is a walking masterpiece of biological art. It starts with a cascading, silken crest of golden yellow feathers that flows back like a royal mane. But his most iconic feature is the cape, a magnificent roof of vibrant orange feathers, each tip with a contrasting band of deep black. This roof is this roof is a sophisticated tool of psychological warfare. When a rival male encroaches on his territory, or a predator lurks in the shadows, the peasant performs a stunning transformation. He expands these feathers into a wide, symmetrical fence that covers his face, creating a rhythmic pattern of bars. This is a dazzle tactic designed to confuse an attacker's designed to confuse an attack depth designed to confuse an attack depth's perception and make the birds appear and make the birds appear and make the bird appear far larger and more formidable than he truly is. Despite a waddle that rivals the brightest neon signs, the golden peasant is a ghost of the underground. They are incredibly shy and elusive, spending their days foraging in the leaf litter or seed, tender bamboo shoots, and small invertebrates, and small in, and small intent, and small invertebrates, and small invertebrates. Evolution Evolution has sculpted them for a life of the ground. Their legs are exceptionally powerful, built for high-speed sprints through the tangled forest floor. Interestingly, they are quite heavy for their size and are reluctant flyers. When started, they prefer to run quickly thickest bull. They prefer to run into the thickest brush, only taking to the air in short, explosive bursts of energy to reach a low-hanging branch for safety as the sun begins to set. Explosive bursts of energy to reach a low-hanging branch for safety as the sun begins to set. This leads us to a profound scientific mystery. In a world where survival usually depends on blending in, why would a bird evolve such a conspicuous coach? The answer lies in the unique physics of the forest floor. In the dim, filtered light of the bamboo canopy, filtered light of the bamboo canopy, the colors of the golden patterns function as a visual flag, while the greens and brown are chaotic to the eye. The scientific golden and scarlet wavelengths are highly visible to other patterns. This allows them to locate mates and rivals across the vast wilderness, using beauty as a beacon in the darkness. As the emperors of the forest retreat into the shadows, we see that his color is not just for vanity. They are calculated strategy for survival in one of Earth's most challenging terrains. From many misty heights of China, we travel across the Pacific to humid. We travel across the Pacific to the humid, sun-drenched rainforests of Central and South America. In this world of endless green, one silhouette stands out above others. This is the coal-billed toucan, often referred to as the rainbow-billed toucan, a bird that carries the very colors of a tropical sunset on its face. At first glance, the toucan's most striking feature is its massive, oversized beak. It is a staggering work of natural art, painted in a vibrant palette of lime green, sky blue, and crimson red. For years, early naturalists were baffled by this appendage. How could a bird fly with such a heavy-looking burden? However, nature is a master of efficient design. This bill is not solid bone. Instead, it is composed of a spongy, hollow network of bone structure covered in a thin layer of keratin, the same protein found in human fingernails. This makes the beak incredibly light, yet remarkably strong. But the bill is more than just a beautiful tool for attracting a mate. Recent scientific studies have revealed a fascinating hidden fact. a fascinating hidden function. The token's beak acts as a the token's beak act as the token's beak act as a sophisticated biological radiator. By precisely controlling the blood flow to the bill, the token can shed excess body heat. In the sweltering heat of the tropical sun, this air conditioning system is vital for survival, allowing the bird to remain active when other creatures must succeed. Despite their somewhat clumsy appearance, kill-billed tokens are agile. Kill-billed tokens are agile acrobats of the canopy. Kill-billed tokens are agile acrobats of the canopy. They are highly social birds, often seen in small flocks hopping from branch to branch with surprising dexterity. We watch as we use their long bills to reach fruits on branches that are too thin to support their weight. Their feeding ritual is a master class in coordination. They pluck a berry on the tip of their bill, toss it into the air with a quick float of the head, and catch it deep in their throat. Between feedings, they engage in bill grasping, a playful game that strengthens social bond within the group. As we leave this vibrant socialist of the jungle, we head toward the cool, crushing waves of the North Atlantic, where beauty takes on a much more rugged form. Narrator, leaving the sweltering tropicals behind. We journey not to the rock. We swept each of the Atlantic Ocean. Here, amidst the salt. Here, amidst the salt spray and the feverish gale, lives a bird that has captured the world's imagination with its charm and resilience. This is the Atlantic puffin, often affectionately called the sea parrot or the cloud of the ocean. The puffin's beauty is a study in stark contrast. For much of the year, they wear a sleek, tuxedo-like coat of black and white, designed for a lifespan almost entirely on the water. Designed for a lifespan almost entirely on the open water. But as spring arrives, they undergo a stunning transformation. Their famous triangular back grows darker and develops brilliant. Designed for a lifespan almost entirely on the open water. But as spring arrives, they undergo a stunning transformation. Their famous triangle back grows large. Their famous triangle back grows larger and develops brilliant, saturated stripes of orange and yellow. These bright colors, paired with their brilliant paired with their vibrant orange feet and the curious, expressive marking around their eyes, and are, are essential for the breeding season. They act as a vibrant signal of health and maturity to potential mates across the crowded colony. Despite their somewhat comical appearance on land, the puffin is premier athlete of the sea. The puffin is premier athlete of the sea. Unlike most birds, they don't just fly through the air; they fly through the water, using using their hand, using their using their using their wings as powerful paddles. They can dive to depth of 60 meters, holding their breath for a full minute as they hunt for small fish. We observe that we observe we observe we observe we observe their most famous feat. We observe their most famous feat, the ability to carry a staggering number of sand eels in a single trip, thanks to specialized serration, thanks to specialized serrations on their tongues and a unique hingle jaw. A puffin can hold its cut in place while still opening its mouth to hunt for more. It is not uncommon to see a single bird returning to its burrow with a dozen silverfish lined up perfectly in its beak. Life, life on these Jaco cliffs, life on these Jaco cliffs is far from easy. Puffins must contend with harsh weather and clever predators like great black gull. They don't build nests of stick. Instead, they dig deep, cozy burrows in the cliff's topsoil, sometimes even moving into abandoned rabbit holes. As we watch this determined little mer- as we watch this determined little manner as we watch these determined little marines navigate the crushing stuff, we see a beauty that isn't just about color. It's about the incredible strength required to survive at the edge of the world. From the sea narrator. From the icy, windswept shores of the windswept, windswept shores of the North Atlantic, windswept shore of the windswept shores of the North Atlantic. We travel to some of the hardest and most desolate environments on Earth. The scorching salt floods and alkali lakes of Africa, Asia, and the Caribbean. Here, amidst the blinding white soil and the toxic, caustic waters, lives a bird that defies elegance. This is the flamingo, a creator that turns a barren landscape into a swimming that turns a creator that turns a barren lands a creator that turns a barren landscape into a smi- into a sim- into a simmering pink mirage. Perhaps the most perhaps the most famous fact perhaps the most famous fact about the flamingo is also the most fascinating. They are not born pink. When a flamingo chick hatch, it is covered in soft, gray down feathers. The iconic rose the iconic rosy hue actually a masterpiece of natural chemistry. It comes from a catar- it comes from a keratin it comes from a keratinous pigment found in the found in a mi- It comes from a carotenoid pigment found in the microscopic algae and brine shrimp that make up their diet. As the bird consumes these organisms, its body breaks down the pigment and deposit them into the growing feathers. In a very literal sense, a flamingo is what it is. If these birds are deprived of their pigment-rich food, the vibrant feathers eventually fade back to a dew white. Their, vib- their vibrant feathers, their vibrant feathers, their vibrant feathers eventually their vibrant feather eventually fade back to dew white, making their color a direct reflection of their health and the richness of their environment. To maintain this brilliant plumage, the flamingo has evolved one of the most specialized feeding mechanisms in the avian world. Watch as they lower their long, separate Watch as they lower their long, serpentine necks and submerge their heads completely. They feed upside down, using their long, curved beaks as high-teeth filter. Curved, curved beak, curved beak as high-teeth, curved beak as high-tech filters. Their tongues act as powerful pumps, forcing water through complex comb-like structures called lamella. Lamellae, which trap tiny organisms while expelling the salt and silk. It is a highly efficient system that allows them to thrive in waters so toxic they would see It is a highly efficient system that allows them to thrive in waters so toxic they would see the skin of most other animals. It is a highly efficient system that allows them to thrive in water so toxic they will sear the skin of most other animals. But the true beauty of flamingo lies in their collective spirit. They are intensely social. They are intensely social creators. They are intensely social creators, often gathering in colonies that number in hundreds of thousands. We witness their extraordinary marching. We witness their extraordinary marching ritual, a, synth- a synchronized dance where the entire flock moves as one. A synchronized dance where the entire flock moves as one, twisting their heads and flashing their back and pink wings in perfect unison. This isn't just a spectacle. It is a high-stakes social mixer, a way of this bird to find a mate and synchronize their bleeding circles, and synchronize their bleeding circle, and synchronize their bleed and synchronize their bleed and synchronize their breeding circles, and synchronize their breeding size, and synchronize their breeding cycles. As we leave these pink-hued wonders of the salt flats, we move toward the dense, tropical riverbanks of Southeast Asia to find a bird that wears the color of a precious gemstone. As we leave the vast salt flats, we shrink our perspective to find a bird so small it could easily be mistaken for a large butterfly. This is the oriental dwarf kingfisher, often called the flying jewel, or the jewel of the jungle, found in the dense, low-lying forests of Southeast Asia and the Indian subcontinent. This tiny avian wonder is a breathtaking explosion of color in the shadows of the undergrowth. The beauty of the Oriental dwarf kingfisher is overwhelming. The beauty of the Oriental dwarf kingfisher is overwhelming. Considering its size, its back is a deep in iridescent indigo, which contrasts sharply with its bright orange-yellow underpart. But the true marvel is the head and neck, where it's washed in a glowing psychedelic magenta and hot pink. When the bird takes flight, it doesn't just move, it streaks through the forest like a flash of neon light. Unlike larger birds that rely on broad patches of color, the kingfisher's beauty is condensed into a body barely 10 centimeters long. The kingfisher beauty is consent. The kingfisher beauty is consent. The kingfisher beauty is condensed into a the kingfisher's beauty content. The kingfisher's beauty condensed. The kingfisher's beauty is condensed in the kingfisher beauty is condensed into a the kingfisher beauty is condensed into a body. The kingfisher beauty is condensed into a The kingfisher's beauty is condensed into a body barely 10 centimeters long, making every feather appear more vibrant and saturated. Despite its declined appearance, this bird is a lethal predator with a high energy lifestyle. It is a specialist of the forest interior, hunting far from the large rivers is causing frequent. Using high-speed cameras, we can finally appreciate the true scale of its skills. It perches motionless, its keen eye scanning the leaf litter or shadow-proof for frogs, dragonflies, or even small craft. Once it spots its prey, it executes a dive in less than a second. A move so fast the human eye can barely track it. Its long, bright red bill is a precious tool designed for a high-impact strike that rarely misses. Because it lives in the dark, shaded levels of the forest, the kingfisher's bright colors act as a visual. The kingfisher bright color act as a visual. The kingfisher bright color act as a visual signature. In a dim light, these high contrast tones have individuals maintain territory. These high contrast tones have individuals maintain territories and identify each other amidst entangled vines and roots. As we leave this tiny emerald forest gem, we head towards the vast sun-drenched canopy of the Amazon to find a bird that is as loud and intelligent as it is beautiful. Leaving the quiet shadow of the Asian underground, we soar over the vast, verdant expanse of the Amazon rainforest. Amazon rainforest. In this cathedral of biodiversity. One bird stands as the ultimate symbol of the spirit of the wild. This is scarlet macaw, painted in the body's primary colors, brilliant, brilliant scarlet red, sun yellow, and deep cobalt blue. These birds are the loud, intelligent giants of the tropical canopy. The scarlet macaw, Ada macaw, is a masterclass in high contrast beauty. While most forest animals try to hide, the macaw thrives on being seen. In the massive, uniform green of the rainforest, this primary color acts as a visual ID, allowing members of a flock to track each other across miles of dense foliage. Allowing members of a flock to track each other across miles of dense foliage. But there is more. But there is more to. But there is more to these feeders that. But there is more to this feeder than just color. Macaws are among the most intelligent birds on the planet, possessing a brain-to-body ratio comparable to primates. They are problem solvers, capable of using tools and navigating complex social hierarchy and navigating complex social hierarchy and navigating complex social hierarchies. Perhaps the most beautiful aspect of the macaw is its devotion. These birds are famously monogamous, often choosing a single partner and remaining loyal to their entire 50-year lifespan. We observe them flying in pairs, their wings almost touching in perfect synchronization. Their social life revolves around mutual preening, which serves both as a way to keep their vibrant feathers clean and as a vital ritual to strengthen their lifelong emotional bonds. To maintain their high-energy lifestyle, macaws have a unique and fascinating habit. We follow them to the copse or clay lakes, exposed riverbanks where hundreds of birds gather to eat mineral-rich soil. This clay helps neutralize the toxin found in the seed and unripe fruits that make up much of their diet. This gathering is one of nature's greatest spectacles, a living world of shifting color. Sadly, this variability has made them a target for the illegal pet trade. However, through dedicated conservation efforts and the protection of their nesting sites, the spirit of the Amazon continues to fly free as we lead this loud, vibrant world of the rainforest. We move toward the ancient palace gardens of India to find a bird that has been a symbol of loyalty for thousands of years. As we approach the pinnacle of our list, we found ourselves in the historic heart of Southern Asia. Here, amidst the palace garden and dry deciduous forests of India, lives a bird that has been a symbol of loyalty. Divinity, and vanity for over 3,000 years. This is the Indian peafowl, more commonly known as the peacock, but what we perceive as pure vanity is actually one of the most complex survival strategies in the natural world. The peacock's beauty is a masterclass in structural coloration. Unlike the flamingo, whose color comes from food, the shimmering blues and the emerald greens of a peacock's neck are not caused by pigments. Are not caused by are not caused by are not caused by pigments. Instead, they are a they are the result of microscopic. Instead, they are the result of microscopic crystal-like structures on the feathers that reflect light like a prism. Depending on the angle of the sun, the bird can shift from a deep sapphire to a glowing turquoise. It is a living kaleidoscope, mastered by the law, mastered by the law of speed, mastered by the law of physics. But the true marvel is the train, composed of over 100 elong, composed of over 100 elongated feathers. It can reach length of 5 feet. Each feather is decorated with a shimmering eyes of ocelots. When the male when the male decide to pu- when the when the males decide to pu- when the male decide to perform when the male dis, when the male decide to perform he lifts this massive weight into a spectacular vertical fan. We observe the train rattle a rapid vibration of the feathers that creates a shimmering wave of color. But there is a hidden side of this dance. But there is a hidden side to this dance. But there is a hidden side to this dance. But there is a hidden side to this. But there is a hidden side to the dance. The vibration produces a low frequency loud or infrasound that is too low for human ears to hear but can be felt by other people miles away. Why would a bird evolve such a heavy conspicuous tail that makes it an easy target for leopard and tigers? This was this was the very question that once made Charlie Darwin sick with curiosity. The answer lies in sexual selection. A female peahen chose the male with the most symmetric. The female peahen chose the male with the most symmetrical and vibration tail because it served as an honest signal. It's proof that he is so strong and healthy that he can survive despite carrying such a heavy burden. His beauty is his test. As we leave the regal court of India, we travel to the final stop of our journey, the mist-surrounded island of New Guinea, to meet a bird that has turned the act of beauty into a heavenly performance. Finally, our journey reached its pinnacle. We travel to the isolated, cloud-piercing mountains of New Guinea, a land that time seemed to have forgotten. In this ancient jungles live a creator so extraordinary that when the first specimens reached Europe in the 16th century, they arrived without feet. This led explorers to believe that these birds spent their entire life This led explorers to believe that these birds spend their entire life that these birds spend their entire life flying through the heavens, never touching the earth until the moment they die. This is the greater birds of paradise. The male of the species is a masterpiece of natural selection. His body is a rich maroon. His face is his face a simmering emerald green. His face a simmering emerald green, but it is his ornamental plumage that defies logic. From beneath his wings, he produced long, gossamer-like yellow plumes that trail behind him like delicate plants. Gossamer-like yellow plumes that trail behind him like delicate lace. In the isolated forests of New Guinea, there is a very few natural predators. This unique biological freedom allowed this bird to evolve purely for beauty, pushing the boundaries of what a feather can become. But the beauty is not static. To win a mate, a male must perform. To win a mate, the male must perform. He gathers with other males at a lake, a specific branch high in the canopy that has been cleared of leaf. When a female arrives, the performance begins. He arches his wings, raises his golden plumes into a shimmering cloud, and vibrates his entire body in a rhythmic, hypnotic dance. He isn't just a bird. He's a performance artist. He's a performance artist. It is a display of such sheer elegance. And complexity that it remains the ultimate example of the natural. Example of natural creative. That is remains the ultimate example of natural. Ultimate example of natural creative power. As we watch his golden feathers caught in the morning light, we see the absolute limit of what evolution can achieve when beauty is the only rule. From the golden mountains of China to the hidden dens of Nigeria, we have seen what beauty is more than just a visual treat. It is a vital part of the web of life, but many of these birds face threats from habitat loss and climate change. By protecting these colors, we protect the diversity of life itself. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the spectrum of the skies. Until next time, keep looking up.